nation's capital moved here. So you're in essence, the Capitol building. The House of Representatives met here. You'll see the Senate above us. It's the same setup. The House, folks, their term is short. You get 2 years. You're close to the people. You can be reelected. You're directly elected by the people. Congress in numbers grew because the nation did. They're dealing with the foreign and domestic policies of the first 2 presidents in this room. And westward expansion was of utmost importance. The West ended where? Anybody know what? We doubled the size of the country. Does anybody know what river we went to as a result of the revolution? You flew over it, girls. The Mississippi. So the country was actually doubled because of the revolution. So as a result, the number of congressmen went up from 65 to 100 plus because new states and the first census showed the population was much greater than they had thought. This country's growing, government will too. They established on this floor the Constitution would work. It was a shot in the dark. Nobody really knew that it would. Questions with the president, work with Congress, Congress with the president. All this was an unknown. So one thing, the important thing they did here was establish many institutions that would serve the government. They established a bank, a money factory, what we call the money factory, the mint. You'd have common currency as a result. If you came from Jersey 200 years ago, your money would be worthless because it had to say Pennsylvania on it. So they established here a tax on whiskey. It led to a huge rebellion, the Whiskey Rebellion. They established here the Navy. We had a problem with pirates. We had a problem with French in the South, in the Caribbean. And ships were commissioned. One floats as we speak up in Boston. Anybody know its name? The Constitution. They established here additions to the Constitution as well. Anybody know how many amendments we have at present? There's 27. The first 10 of them were adopted while they sat here. They're called Bill of Rights. And these are personal freedoms: speech, religion, right to assemble, bear arms, the House controls the purse. They control the money, which is very important, which means that the Senate and the President have to cater to the House. Appropriations coming out of here. So that's very important. And the President asserted something at this period that we still talk about. It's called executive privilege, because John Jay went to England, came back with a roundly condemned treaty that kept us out of a war period, but it gave away all the things we wanted from the British, such as the retention of our Northwest posts, ending of impressment of sailors on the high seas, and he gave all that up. And this treaty was very notorious. The president was petitioned for everything he had on it. And George Washington said no, because he asserted executive privilege. He read the Constitution and said that the president shall advise and consent with the Senate. And this is the House making these demands. So the president said no. The president still asserts executive privilege on a regular basis because it worked here. Everything they did here would later work because it worked here. The big event that happened on this floor was on the 4th day of March. The place was packed. Outside there were thousands. George Washington entered and sat right here, and he watched the second president become the president. Anybody know who he is? It was John Adams. And the big event here is the fact that Adams became the president. Washington became what in that instant? Well, an ex-president or a What are you not?
Congressman?
Oh, no, no.
Person.
Just common persons. We're common
Common people.
citizens.
Civilian.
Folks, we're just citizens. And what kind of a leader is ruling the world when Washington was president? Over there in England, France, Spain. Where are you from?
New York.
Oh. Yeah, they didn't have any kings or anything up there. They're all kings and queens, folks. And the way you assume that power is through hereditary transfer. It doesn't have anything to do with competence, or certainly not elections. So the fascination to particularly the European journalists up here was the fact that Adams and Washington were not father and son, not brothers, not related at all. We don't do that in this country. Speaking generally, of course. Now, the Speaker of the House today is who, ladies? She's from your state.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. What's odd about that?
She's a woman.
She's a woman. First time that happened. And she is second in line to be the president.
Nancy Pelosi?
Yep.
Oh.
You know who's first in line?
John Biden.
The vice president.
Yeah, vice president.
Speaker is second in line.
Speaker.
Speaker of the House. And the chair you see there is the chairman of the Speaker who sat here. His name is Muhlenberg. That's better. Any questions?